Hi you guys, how are you? My name's Sarah. This is my YouTube channel, Stitching by Sarah. This is a channel about cross stitch. This video is a Flosstube extra. This is going to be a whip parade slash planning for 2023 slash getting my stuff together, because I don't know if you guys remember my my stitchy journal. I think, was it last year? Yeah, it's got to be last year. I was showing you this. I haven't put anything in here since at the Met in May of 2022, so I gotta get that up to date. I'm also going to be putting in each of my project bags a project card, so that when I'm doing my videos, I don't have to go looking for what the fabric is or anything special. I'm just going to pull out the card and read it to you. I'm going to try WIPGO again. Last year I did really well until middle of the year. I don't know what happened to me. It kind of fell apart somewhere. But I was doing really good up to some point. So I'm going to try it again. So if you don't know what WIPGO is a Facebook group that is run by the Flosstuber Jessie Marie. Her video is Jessie Marie Does Stuff. So WIPGO is kind of like bingo. They'll pull 2 numbers each month, and that's a project you work on. So as I'm going to pull I have a big old pile of whips right here. I'm going to pull the whip, show you it. If I started it before my whip parade in July, I will show you what it looked like in July. And I'll probably just take a screenshot of the video instead of, trying to look for photos. So in between whips, I'm going to fade in and fade out, because in between showing you whip, I'm probably going to be working on either my stitching journal or something. So with all that being said, let's begin. So I just know by the bag that this is Home is Where the Wreath Is by Stitching with the Housewives. I think this was in your last whip parade. So this is Home is Where the Wreath Is. This is where it was my last whip parade, if it was there. This is the H, and this is the M. The fabric is 14 count slate by Stitch Me. I think I'm using bamboo for the white. And if you have not seen that pattern before, the wreath you can swap out with several other wreaths. So there's a pattern wreath swap 1, that's the wreaths, and then this is wreath swap 2, that's the wreaths. So that is Home is Where the Wreath Is. My next project is the Stargazer, and these projects are in no particular order. I'm just pulling them out how they're laid here. So this is the Stargazer by Mirabilia. This is where it was the last whip parade. And that is where she's at now. Fabric is 16 count Witching Hour by Pole Stitches. The purple is my own conversion. So this is what the fabric looks like. Very pretty. And I'm doing this as a stitch along with the Full Disclosure Stitcher on Instagram. My next whip is Cross Stitch Nation by Heartstrings Samplery. This is where it was the last whip parade. And this is where it is now. Now, last time you guys saw this, excuse me, I said I was going to change skin colors. I have not done that yet, but that's where it's at this point in time. The fabric is 28 count cornflower blue, and it feels like a Wichelt. So that is Cross Stitch Nation. My next project is Rustic Wine Lover Santa by Fronny Ritter Designs. This was started after the last WIP parade. And there is the Santa. I'm using the called for floss, and it has some beads, well, somewhere in there. It has beads. The fabric is 28 count Picture This Plus Legacy, and I'm using the called for floss. I think I said that already. So that's where Rustic Lover Santa is. I should try working on that this year, try to get that done. I'm going to try to get the projects that are almost done, try to get them done. I have a bunch of different, oh, I have to put him in my book. I have different piles here. You may or may not see. So I'll be right back. All right, my next project. This is my oldest WIP. This is going to go on my WIPGO because I need to work on this and get this done. So let me just let me show you first. So this is a Paula Vaughn. Paula Vaughn is one of my favorite designers. This is called Love Songs. So anyways, this is where it was last WIP parade that you have seen. And this is where it's at. I am not sure if I worked on it since you saw it in July. If you have, if I have, I worked up in this area. Fabric is a 14 count, the old like Charles Craft Aida. It's probably oatmeal or natural. So that is where it's at. I'm half done. A little more than half done because I started. That is the page break. So I'm starting on the next page. And I don't know why I don't pull this out much. It's very pretty. I'll be right back. All right, my next WIP. This I just started this past week, so there is no previous picture from my last WIP parade. This is a mystery stitch along or a mystery sal. It is from Forbidden Fiber Co. and it's from their advent calendar this year. So this is Holiday Express, I believe it's called. The fabric is 28 count. See, this is why I need to make those cards, so I can just pull it out and say it is 28 count Polar Lugana. And the floss is the called for floss that comes along with the advent calendar. So that is where I am at this moment. And I'm going to try hard to keep this up to date, but I'm already behind. This is the story of my life with stitch alongs. My next project needs to get done because it is small. It is from the 2021 Just Cross Stitch Ornament Edition. This was a new start since then. And I am doing let me find it here. Santa's Wish List by Knotted Tree Needle Art. Oh, got the pattern, ding dong. So that's what it looks like. And this is where he's at. And I need to get him done. So he's on my short list of things to get done. The fabric is 14 count Ale by Picture This Plus. And some of it's the called for floss and the rest of it is just stuff that I pulled. My next project is Winter Ride. It is a dimensions kit. This is where it was last time you guys saw it on my last WIP parade. And this is where it is now. I've been working on this the last 2 weeks. I've been working on the greens of the tree in the back of the truck. The fabric is the 14 count white aida that comes with the kit, and the floss is also the floss from the kit. My next project, this is Red by Mirabilia. This was started during Mirabilia. This is what she's supposed to look like. This is where she was on the last WIP parade. And this is where she's at now. The fabric is 28 count vintage smoky cashel linen. And I am using the called for floss and beads. So that's where she's at now. Excuse me, my next project. This is Lighthouse Alphabet by Tree Trunk Designs. This is where it was the last WIP parade. And this is where it is now. The fabric is a 14 count light blue aida. I received this pattern and the floss, and a former coworker had started this and they got passed on to me. So I have done, I think she only had maybe like the L and the M and some of the N, and I've got some of it, more of it done. This is going on my WIPGO board. I am using all the floss, all the aida that comes with it. The pattern is no longer in production, but you can find them every now and then on like eBay or something. I've seen it a couple of times. My next project, this is, I want to say this is Sabrina by Mirabilia. This is Sabrina by Mirabilia. This is another Mirabilia start. This is where it was last time you saw it in the WIP parade. And this is where she's at now. Fabric is 32 count Yuletide by Be Stitch Me, and I am using all the called for floss. This is what, well, you can't see very well what the fabric looks like, but with the light going through it, but it looks like that all the way through. This was a Mirabilia start this year. All right, my next project, while we're on Mirabilias, this is, name's gone. This is Zelda by Mirabilia. This was the first Mirabilia that I started. This is where she was last WIP parade. And this is where she's at now. The fabric is 32 count Stormy Gray by Wichelt, and I am using the called for floss and beads. There she is. So this next one is called Her Clothing by Paula Vaughn. If I started her before the last WIP parade, this is where she was last time. I am having a hard time with getting this one. I don't know if it's the fabric this is where it's at. I've restarted it. This was the very first one. This was with 2 strands. This is 1 strand. I'm gonna have to find different fabric and restart that. So I'm gonna put this in a totally different pile as a restart. So I really do like that pattern, but it's just not working on that fabric. My next project, this is also a kit. This is called, I think it's called The Old Married Couple. Sorry, I forgot to warn y'all, there's a lot of crinkling. So this is Joy Sundays. It is called The Old Married Couple. This is where it was last Whip Parade. And I don't know if I've done anything since the last time you guys saw it, but that's where it's at now. The fabric is 14 count white washboard. It is a fabric flare. It is printed on one side and then white on the back. So this is where the old married couple is. So they need to go on my WIPGO board because they need some more work. All right, my next one. This is a modern folk embroidery. I got this through what's that Flosstube up in Canada? She has her store. Oh, you know what? It's on her tag. Evertote. Caroline from Evertote. It was a kit that I bought. I bought the bag and the pattern and the Leo and Roxy floss. This is where it was last time you guys saw it. Did I show you the pattern? It's called Mary Harry 1808. Is a Pennsylvania sampler. The fabric is probably a 32 count unknown fabric, and that is the progress. I don't think I've done anything on it in a very long time, so that's where we're at now. And I put Mary Harry 1808 on my possible WIPGO, on my list for the list. If I have extra spaces, I will add that. So the next one is Gingerbread Cookies. Well, where is right there it is. Gingerbread Cookies by Stitching with the Housewives. This is where it was the last Whip Parade that you saw. And this is where it is now. It is on 14 count black aida, or chalkboard aida. And I am using the called for floss. And I am almost done with this. So I'm going to put it in my little pile right there of things that are either, the things that are going to be done pretty quickly. So I need to get them done. I've been working on this quite a bit the last month or so. All right, this next one you have not seen at all. This was a class piece, and I had misunderstood Ellen Chester when she said don't show it on media. I thought she meant don't show the pattern or the project, but she was just saying don't show the finishing techniques. So when I went to upstate New York, Rochester, this past, I think it was this year. I don't remember what month it was. I went to the Kindred Spirits class with Ellen Chester of With My Needle. When I do my videos in my back room, you may see this up on the bookcase. This is part of the class piece. So what she taught us is many different additional stitch pieces, or additional stitches This project, I think it has 21 different stitches in it. It's really tiny, so let me see if I can get it up really close to you. So that's the first side, or one of the sides. This is the second side. And I really need to get working on this. So what I'm making is that cube right there is the first part I'm gonna make. The pattern comes with all the stitch, the chart for that. I guess you can see it down here. The cube, the little purse. Sorry, it's glaring. All that stuff down there. The roll, in addition to what goes around the shaker. I do not remember what the fabric is. I don't remember what the fabric is. All right, my next project is Memorial Day by Hands On Design. This is where it was last time you guys saw it in my whip parade. And this is where it is now. The fabric is 14 count white Aida. I am using the, it's called for, is it sulkies? I think it's called for sulkies, but it's, yeah, one strand of sulky. But it also comes with a DMC conversion at the end. So that's what I'm using, is the DMC. That's kind of called for, but not really. So that is where that is. It's a moderate project. It's pretty easy also. I should be farther on that one than I am. But you know, find other things to stitch on. All right, my next project. This is our big old friend, Death by Cross Stitch. Oops, that's not the pattern. What's that? Okay. Death by Cross Stitch. This is where it was last time you guys saw it in a whip parade. And this is where it is now. Fabric is 32 count, picture this, plus sand. I am using DMC number 935. So if I've done anything since the last whip parade, it would be that area there. My next project is Anna Marie's Pocket. This has been started since my last whip parade, so this will be new to the whip parade. The fabric, I believe, is 40 count Hogbrissel by Fox and Rabbit, and that is where it's at this moment. This was a project for a class that I took at the Silver Needle, a month or two ago, by La Di Da, and it comes with all the finishing pieces. And the alphabet is in Smyrna crosses, so they go pretty quick. So I should try to get that done. Maybe I'll put that as a possibility on my WIPGO. All right, my next project is another La Di Da that I just recently started, so this is not on my last whip parade. This is called Love Abide by La Di Da. The fabric is 28 count Swank by Fortnite. And I am using the called for Floss, I believe. I'm not sure. So that's where we're at now on that one. I think I've only worked on it one day, so I need to work some more on it. Maybe we'll put that on the WIPGO board as a possibility. All right, our next project Oh, this is a UFO project. I have not done anything on it at all. This is Arab Mother's Love. And this is by Yiotas X-stitch. This is a pattern that I started for my daughter back probably, I'd say maybe early 2000s, mid 2000s. This is where it is. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put this on my WIPGO board because the fabric is 16 count. I was having a hard time with all the whites on white, and I have advanced quite a bit since then. So I'm going to put this on my WIPGO board to start working on again. 16 count white aida and the called for DMC. So that's where it's at now. We'll put that on there for at least 2 days. All right, my next one is also a UFO. I have not touched it in years and years and years. This is a kit called Starry Night After Van Gogh. I'm having an issue with the floss because it's the Russian type floss. I think it's Russian. It doesn't feel the same, and I'm having a hard time. It was splitting a lot. So the fabric is so 14 or 16 count white aida. Oh, you know what? I bet it came with the kit because it's a kit. 14 count white aida by Zweigart. And the thread is wool acrylic thread Saphil. So that's as far as it got. And this is the one and only time that I gridded my fabric, and it didn't help me at all. So I'm gonna restart this. Actually, this week I am going to see if I can replace the floss with the DMC. So that is my goal. Let me write myself a note here because I am going to do it because I want to restart this because this is one of my favorite paintings, Starry Night After Van Gogh. So I made myself a note, so I'm going to do it. I'm going to do that. I'm going to restart it January 1st. That is my goal. All right. Oops. Yep. See, every now and then you have to go through your WIPs so you can say, hey, I need to get that one done. Hey, I need to do this. Hey, there's only a little bit left on this. So that's actually why I like doing WIP parades, so I can see everything I have. And I didn't realize how many big projects I have. I don't remember if I told you. I'm sorting the piles. I have my restart pile, which this is going to go right there. My bigger projects, BAPs, you know, big girls. Then I have my mediums, and then there's the little ones. They don't have much to do. So you should see my pile of all the big stuff. I didn't realize, well, I did realize, but you know, looking at it, it's quite intimidating. I'll take a picture if I can remember after I'm done with my WIP parade because I still have quite a bit to go of my pile of the big girls. Anyways, on to my next WIP. This is My Big Toe. This is My Stitching in Me. This is where it was at my last WIP parade. And I don't remember if I have done anything on it since my last, since the last time. This is where we're at now. I believe I am using the called for, yes, I am using the called for floss. So that's where we're at now. All right, next is Silent Night by Stitching with the Housewives. Oh, Wichelt that. This is where it was for the last whip parade. I do not remember if I've stitched on it since the last whip parade, but that's how far I'm at now. Get it in closer so you can see a little bit more. The fabric is 25 count Raven by Stitch Me. And so far I'm using the called for, except for in some of the snowflakes, they have like a different color, bluish. I changed that color because the blue that's called for was not working with my fabric. So that's where Silent Night is. All right, the next project. This is the Names of Jesus by My Big Toe. This is where it was last time you guys saw it in a whip parade. And this is where I'm at now. The fabric is a 32 count linen that I hand dyed with a brown rit. The browns and the reds are the called for Gentle Arts, Cranberry, and Pecan Pie. I changed the words to purple, and that is purple, purple fizz? Grape Fizz by Gentle Arts. So that's the floss. This was on my WIPGO board last year. So that's how this got some of its work done. Maybe I should put that back on my WIPGO board for this year, or this coming year. We'll see. Maybe I'll put it under the contenders. That's what I'll do. All right, looks like we still have about 10 left to go. Boy. When I say I have a little bit of an addiction, I think this proves it. All right, my next one is Autumn Quakers by Rosewood Manor. This is where it was the last whip parade. And this is where I am now. I think I worked on it a little bit since the last whip parade. The fabric is 28 count Jobelan Queen Anne's lace, and I'm using the called for Valdani. Get it in there closer so you can see. Let me turn the light up. You can see those colors? Nope. They're really pretty. It's really pretty. I love those colors. So it is the Valdani floss that is called for. Next one is Psalms 145 by Little House Needleworks. I don't remember if I've started this before July or after the July. So if it was before, I'm going to put a picture in here. And, ooh, you can't see that. And this is where we're at now. The fabric is, I want to say 25 count mushroom Lugana. But let me pull through my bag here. Yes, 25 count mushroom Lugana. And I'm using so far the called for floss. All right, my next one is Land That I Love by Teresa Kogut. This is where it was last whip parade. And this is where it's at. I don't know if I've done anything since the last time you've seen it. So I saw this up at the Silver Needle in white, and the floss just popped. So I am, although I like the pink, I am not sure if I want to restart this or if I am just going to keep going with what I'm doing. Fabric is 32 count in the pink by R&R Reproductions. And I changed, that color was like that light color in there, I believe, and it just wasn't working. So I changed that color. So I don't know. I'm still debating. All right, my next project is another stitch along that I am with. I think I have started this since my last whip parade. So this is called Sampler of Stitches by The Drawn Thread. It is actually, here, let me show you this is the full, what it's gonna look like. The fabric is a 30 count fabric that was given to me, so I don't know what type of fabric it is. And this is ABC. The first one I have, I think I have it all completed. Oh, A and B is all completed. I have to work on C. So this has all different stitches in it. And the stitches go along with the letters. So we have Algerian eyelets, we have the basket weave, arrowhead stitch is one of them. So I enjoy doing this. I need to get this out. I need to work on this a little more. Here is another stitch along. This is the Jeanette Douglas Mini Bouquet Sampler. And I think we started this in May, so I had it started. So here's where it was last time you guys saw it. And this is where I'm at now. The fabric is 40 count Dead Sea Scrolls. I am using the called for over dyed floss. And today you can't see that white border very good, but it's there. So that's where the mini bouquet sampler is. Until December 31st, you can go on Jeanette Douglas's website and get this pattern for free. All right, we're down to two. This one is Mirabilia at the Met. This was also a Miramania for this past year. This is where she was when you saw her in July. And this is where she is now. The fabric is 28 count Stormy Gray. It's a Wichelt. And I'm using the called for floss. So you can get in there and see the purple or the blues a little bit. Those colors up there are very pretty. Maybe I'll put her on my WIPGO because she's got the least started, I believe, out of all my Mirabilias. Last but not least, this is Christmas Spirit by Joan Elliot. This is where she was in July. And this is where she's at now. I don't think I've done anything with her since you guys last saw her in July. She's going on my WIPGO board because she doesn't get much attention. Oops, come on. So the fabric is 28 count hand dyed by me. That's what she looks like. I hand dyed it purple and turquoise. You can't see very well. That's that side. And that is that side. I was trying to reproduce the color of that fabric. Mine is just is a bit darker than that fabric. So that's where she's at now, and hopefully by my next WIP parade, you will see more of her. As I said, she's going on my WIPGO board. All right, I just found one more. It was sitting over at where I sit and stitch. I was just working on this last night. This is Monthly Markings by Heart in Hand. Oh, my camera's backwards. So that's that. This is where it was last WIP parade. And this is where it is now. Fabric is 16 count Twilight Dyed Effects by Fabric Flare. I am doing my own, kind of my own conversion. It's a little bit of the called for, a little bit of Kimberly Jolly's of the of Fat Quarter Shop. This was her conversion. Actually, that's her conversion. Sorry, my camera's over here. And then if I don't like either of theirs, then I'm changing it to my own. So I haven't done much. I'm almost done with the February box. All right, I hope you enjoyed my WIP parade. I will definitely put a picture in back where I had told you about the piles. So, oops, get back here. That is my WIPGO board. I am missing 2. So if there is something that you saw that you think that I should put in there, let me know. And we'll add those 2 in those spots. All right, so I hope you enjoyed my WIP parade, and I will see you next Wednesday. Bye, guys.